Hey, what's up guys, Woozle Gaming here, and today I'm going to be covering over the set bonus effects of the Manaflame equipment. Now, I'm actually going to try my best to get a series going where I'm going to show you every single set bonus effect that I can possibly get my hands on, because, you know, I actually have to get the sets to show the set bonuses, and they're not the easiest to both obtain and to afford, because yeah, you have to bid on them in the raids to actually get your hands on the majority of the sets that you want, and they're not cheap. Trust me, like Manaflame is 10k a pop, and if you go into Skyblaze, they're 30,000 gold a piece. So yeah, it's definitely not cheap to do these kind of videos in these series, so they're going to be spread out over time, but I will try my best every single time I possibly can to show you a new set bonus. So obviously today is going to be covering the Manaflame. Now Manaflame is actually one of the easiest, if not the easiest set to get your hands on, because you can get the rewards. If you go to the daily login rewards, you get a piece for 7 days, sorry, it's this one here, 7 days, 17 days, and also the 27 days. So it's pretty much given to you. Now those ones are only 160 grade, however, so they're not the best, but they do require a slightly lower level, so you can actually get a set bonus a little bit earlier on than level 40, 45 ish. So yeah, you can get your Manaflame stuff from that. Or if you go to adventure and you don't want to wait 17 days, if you go to normal raids, you go to the heroic version of these raids, you can get Manaflame in these. Actually, that's Sailor. Manaflame, Sailor. You can get Twisted, and you can also get Gift of Nature sets from these heroic raids. So every single one can give you the opportunity of getting you, you know, the Manaflame pieces. At the moment, you only have 2 heroics open at a time, so that's 2 chances every reset. Now, heroics do reset Mondays and Fridays, so every single week you have 4 opportunities of getting, you know, yourself some Manaflame gear, and that's also without the team raids. Fort Desolation, Fort Desolation, Ashfort, Everlush Valley, and Chimera. They all have the opportunity of giving you these, well, the same sets pretty much. So I thought I'd just throw that out there for you. Easily obtainable. And if that wasn't easy enough, if you go to trade, go to medal store and go to equipment chamber, here you go. You can also just buy it with courage medals. And honestly, this is what I would suggest most of you do. And if you haven't already got, you know, most of the Manaflame now, and you are only rocking maybe 1, 2 sets, I wouldn't say 3 sets, because if you had 3 sets, you wouldn't be buying them. But yeah, you can just buy the remaining pieces here. And it does have all 8 pieces. So you've got the belt, boots, gloves, cape, etc. They've got all of the pieces in the shop for Manaflame. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to get your hands on it, because it's there's quite a lot of ways of getting your hands on Manaflame, I'm actually going to show you 2 different tests. I'm going to show you a 1-minute test of me just auto-targeting the dummy, and I'll show you my stats in a second without the Manaflame or any other set bonuses on my character, to kind of make it easy and to show you the differences between using Manaflame and without using Manaflame. And I've also going to do a test with the Manaflame on, so you can see the difference in damage. Now do keep in mind that the Manaflame stuff has stats on it, and I can't replicate the stats, so there's going to be a little bit of a difference in damage purely from just, yeah, the stats upgrade from actually having the equipment equipped rather than the set bonus. So I thought I'd just throw that out there. So I'll quickly show you now. I'm actually not equipping 5 items because I've got the Malum 2 set as well, so I've taking that one off, and I'm going to be using the 3 Manaflames after the first test. That is my character rating. Character rating doesn't really mean too much, it's all about the stats. So for the first test, the 1-minute test without using Manaflame, it is 740 magic attack to 801 with 22.2% crit rate. So gonna target this. Let's get my timer started, because I got a timer on. I can't have it on the video, unfortunately, but let's start that now, and I'm going to auto attack. And this is all, you know, all this is going to do basically is give me the damage per second from using auto attacks. Now some of you might be thinking, why am I not using skills? Because skills does give you the opportunity of proccing the Manaflame set just a tiny bit more, because it's done by your crit numbers. The more often you crit, the more likely you are to get the Manaflame set bonus of proc. I will read the set bonus for you after this little test, just so we can get the number in the top right corner. So at the moment, I'm doing 1.6k damage per second. We're about halfway in the test right now. So, yeah, obviously, not just that with the skills, even though the skills are done on cooldown, I could hit every single skill on cooldown. Because my suppression does reset if from Dread Blast and Mystic Galaxy, it would skew the numbers a lot, especially if I get some really lucky crits as well. So that's another reason to why I won't be using skills in these kind of test videos. Plus, they're not really needed to test the function of the set bonus. Okay, so that's 1 minute test right there. It was 1.6k damage per second. And honestly, that is pretty standard. I'm actually surprised I did 1.6k damage per second just using auto attack in this gear. Plus I am missing 5 pieces as well. That is obviously not being worn right now. Now if I quickly go to my infant, go all the way down to my Manaflame, I have the cape, I have the boots, and the boots are terrible. Look at those C grades, and I have the chest. Now the grading on my items aren't the best, and my actual stats aren't, you know, fantastic. Like my chest gives me some nice crit rate, so obviously I'm going to be doing the next test with 2.1% more crit. Manaflame boots, I'm obviously going to be having you know, a bit of intellect, some more magic attack, especially from the base stats where you get plus 26 magic attack. And the cape is going to be giving me 11 intellect, so it's going to be a damage increase in the auto attacks alone without just the set bonus effect taking place. So the Manaflame set bonus itself, if you didn't already know this, so when you land a critical hit, you have a small chance to summon a Manaflame at the target's feet that inflicts AoE damage. That is sort of the 2 set, and the 3 set, the enemies hit by the Manaflame strike will take continuous damage and it lasts 5 seconds. So obviously that is why I'm doing a 3 set test, because both set bonuses do all damage, and you'll come across in my future videos with these other tests that I do that the 3 sets are mostly just like knockdowns or knockbacks or stuns, which actually don't gain any damage at all. So I thought I'd just throw that bit out there. Anyways, let's get all these on. So it was that, the cape and the boots. We're gonna head back over to the dummy. Gonna show you my character stats once again. As you can see, the magic attack and the spell crit have gone up quite a fair bit, so the actual damage is going to be skewed just a tiny bit from that alone. I can't help that those don't have pieces with identical stats to replace them with, so you will have to take that into consideration. You'll see my auto attack damage without the Manaflame for a little while until obviously it procs. I am going to do a 2-minute test, so let's see how often this thing even procs in the first place. So let's start now. Let's get the auto attack damage going. So it started off roughly the same, 2.2k on the burst of the auto attack damage, going down to 1.8, back to 2.1. So obviously it's starting off roughly the same. There is no set procs. There we go. First one at 12 seconds. And you saw the damage go up by quite a fair bit, because obviously it started off at the start of the fight. Now, for those of you who are wondering about the damage per second and the statistics in the top right corner, the longer the fight goes, the more... wow, that is a very quick second proc. I wasn't expecting that. 30 seconds that second proc came in. But yeah, the actual damage per second is kind of calculated from the duration of the fight divided by the damage you deal. So the longer the fight goes on, the more accurate your damage per second is going to be. That's why I do a 2-minute test with this set on, just to kind of give you that kind of, you know, that kind of indication of how much better it is. When it's just auto attack, you're kind of just going to be sitting at 1.6k, and that is why you don't use skills. If you wanted to use skills, you'd be able to do like 1-hour tests. So far we've had 3 set procs though, which is pretty good. As you can see, my damage per second, and we're already over 1 minute in, is at 2k damage per second right now. And that is just from auto attacks and the Manaflame bonus taking effect. And there we go. Let's review that real fast. We got 4 set bonuses, so 4 set procs happening in 1 minute 20. Now, I did average it out before doing the actual video. It does proc 2 to 3 times per minute with my stats. The higher your crit rate, the more likely it is to proc. And I have a feeling that we will be getting a 3rd proc in this 1 minute. We only got 2 in the first 1 minute. We've already had 2 in the 2nd minute. So yeah, if we can get a 3rd, that'll be insane. If not, then it'll just be the 2 procs per minute that we are going to be dealing this with. And we have 5 seconds left. Are we going to get one in? No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, there we go. That is the 2 minutes. Let's stop the timer. Our damage was 1.9k damage per second. It did peak to the 2k. If I was to get the 3rd proc, it would have probably went to the 2k. So let's just say 1.9 to 2k. The auto attack damage without the set bonus on was 1.6k. Obviously, taking consideration of the extra stats that I do have from wearing the pieces alone. I can't really give you a number because I don't know what number that is, because I can't test it without the Manaflame set taking place. But I would probably have a rough guess at about 80 damage. But I won't add that. So that was a 300 to 400 damage increase from using the Manaflame set bonus. Is it worth using? To be honest, for a very accessible and obtainable set, that is actually pretty decent. 300 to 400 damage per second from that one set. Now, do keep in mind that is 3 pieces. So, 3 pieces actually means that you can't have other set bonuses in your other slots because it's taking 3 of your slots. So, per item, that works out at roughly 100 to 130 damage per second per slot. And the reason I'm saying that is because you can have more than one set bonus active. For example, I can have my Malums and my Manaflame active at the same time. And I can potentially have, if I have 2 sets, I can have up to 4 2-set bonuses. If I have a 3 set, I can only have a 3 set and 2 2-sets, if that makes sense. That's not including the weapon and the offhand set bonus that you can get, and the accessory ones. I'll come against those in the future for you guys, because it can get quite complicated, and I want to kind of go through that in a little bit more detail. So yeah, that is pretty much the video. If you would like to see future videos of more set bonuses taking place and to see the damage gain and things like that, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video as well if you did enjoy it. So yeah, Manaflame increases your damage 300 to 400 damage per second. With my stats, do remember, the higher your crit, the more often it will proc. I have not seen any minimum caps on how often you can proc between procs. As you saw earlier, we got 2 procs within, what, 30 seconds. And I believe the fastest I had in one of my tests before this video was 2 procs in about 20 seconds. But then you can also go a whole minute without getting a proc. It's all down to your luck, your RNG on your crits, and then the chance to actually get the proc off one of those crits. So yeah, that is why I'm pointing that out. Also, if you have a warrior with the Fang of Titanus spec who actually gives you crit rate, you're more likely to get more Manaflame procs off as well, just, you know, for having more people in your raid group. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, and I'll see you in my future videos, guys. Yeah, see you then. Take care. Have a good day.